And staying with the APC campaign, the president was not able to address APC party supporters in Jos, the Plateau State capital, due to the uncontrollable crowd at the township stadium. Party faithful found their way to the stadium early in the day amidst tight security, filling the stands to the brim, with security operatives having a swell time controlling the crowd that came in large numbers to see the president. The atmosphere became charged as the president's convoy entered the stadium, leading to the crowd taking over nearly every available space, including the podium where the president and other dignitaries were to address the crowd. Realizing that it might not be feasible for any address by either the party's national chairman or the president, the supporters only enjoyed President Buhari waving the symbolic party broom to the admiration of the supporters. In a statement later signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, he extended his heartfelt appreciation to the people of the state for coming out in their numbers to welcome him and expressed gratitude for their steadfastness over the years. And staying with political campaigns, the wife of the Vice President of Nigeria, Mrs. Dolapo Osinbajo, is appealing to supporters of the All Progressives Congress, APC, to be peaceful during the conduct of the 2019 elections. Mrs. Osinbajo, who was speaking at the APC Southwest Presidential Rally of Women and Youth in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, has assured supporters that things will certainly get better if they vote APC. The rally had wives of the Southwest governors and APC women leaders in attendance. And let's head to River State, where Governor Nyesom Wike believes that the downside of the campaign of the ruling party is alleged unfulfilled promises by the APC. The governor, who was in Omuma local government area of the state in continuation of the PDP statewide campaigns for the elections, explained that only the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, can reserve the downside and revive the downside of the economy. He also called on the crowd of supporters to ensure that they get their PVCs and use them.
On the 16th of February, if you want me to survive, if you want the youth to have job, if you want our girls to get job, if you want our mothers to get job, because the federal government led by APC, instead of them to promote jobs, we are losing jobs daily. Not so? That's so. But there's only one man who knows about the economy. There's only one man who knows about business. And who is that? Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar. Now let me tell you, you hear before, they say Abubakar cannot go to America because they are looking for him. As you speak today, our presidential candidate, the next president of Nigeria, is in America. Yes, sir. Not so. Yes, sir. Not so. Yes, sir.
Some residents of Boko and Buruku local government area of Benue State say the 2019 general election is that of self-preservation and saving the state from insecurity by voting the PDP, since the APC-led federal government is allegedly unwilling to address the issues of herdsmen attack. Speaking during the local government campaign of Governor Samuel Ortom in Boko, a community leader, Mr. Wilfred Bula, says the governor has performed well and that the reason the community is queuing behind him is that he stands against open grazing in the state. In his message to hundreds of supporters, Governor Ortom asked them to cast their votes for the PDP candidates across the board and see their reward in form of rural community development.
Governor Samuel Ortom, since assuming office in 2015, has moved to impact on the lives of rural dwellers with water and sanitation projects like this one in Buruku Local Council. He has also constructed several public primary schools and a health care center for people in the area. In Boko, the ongoing construction work at the Tortive Palace is one of his signature projects, which residents say are good. But his open defense of the Benue Valley against invaded herdsmen is the big deal.
His Excellency Samuel Ortom has impacted on the people of Benue State and Boko in particular in the area of healthcare, in the area of schools renovation. Every thief man and every Benue man in particular must understand that we are not here on a political rally. We are here on a soul-saving rally. Soul-saving rally.
Another highlight of the campaign is this young man who received help from Governor Samuel Ortom to pursue his dream of building an aircraft.
If I have money now that I fix my wings up, I can fly successfully the way I do it. But I'm lack of now. I don't have money now to go on the rotator head. So if there is money, I can do it. I need to fly successfully.
The election is won.
While Governor Samuel Ortom called on the people to vote for Atiku Abubakar for improved security and economy, the lawmaker representing the people says the APC is dead in Boko and Buruku.
We did not vote for those cabals who are running the country today to be in that villa. We voted for Buhari. But since he do not have the capacity again, we shall replace him with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Less than a year back, this was the land of the broom. Today it's a different story. I want to assure you that when the election takes place, you are going to see for yourself that we don't divide ourselves. We go in one direction, and that's how it's going to be in this election.
While social amenities like public schools and health facilities are important to these people, the preservation of their farmland, where they earn their living from, is however more important.
From Benue, let's head to Ogun State, where the candidate of the Allied People's Movement, Mr. Adekunle Akinlade, has given details of his discussions with the president when he met him at the presidential villa earlier this month. Mr. Akinlade says he told the president that the APM will deliver Ogun State for him. He was speaking to the people of Yewa North local government area as he continues his ward-to-ward campaign.
Time ticks and the politicking thickens in Ogun State as governorship candidates continue their tour of major communities to garner more votes. The APM governorship candidate, Adekunle Akinlade, is on a two-day tour of Yewa North local government area, where he reiterated a promise to President Muhammadu Buhari that the APM will deliver Ogun State for him.
As a political science student, I understand what they call balance of power. About 2 weeks ago, I was in the villa. I met with Mr. President. I understand you want to greet him Happy New Year and to reassure him that Mr. President, you don't even need a governorship candidate in Ogun State for us to deliver for you in Ogun State. APM will deliver for you in Ogun State.
His supporters believe all but one of the 3 zones of the state have served as governor, so Mr. Akinlade is in the best position to give Ogun West what they've been craving for years.
If we are not going to support him, we won't be here. We have a Yewa Wari agenda that a Yewa man and a Wari man, somebody from Ogun West, must be the next governor. That's our main concern. That is what we are after.
I know when you have many children aspiring for the same thing. What I ask us to do in our land is to critically look at it. Which among these children have the right opportunity and a better leverage to emerge and to be the governor.
For the Allied People's Movement, it's sending a power shift with justice, equity, and inclusiveness at the heart of the message to the people.
The governorship candidate of ABGA in Abia State, Dr. Alex Otti, has raised alarm over what he calls the high debt profile of the state, which, according to him, was about 104 billion naira as of 2018. He mentioned this at his campaign rally in Ohafia local government area of the state. The economist and trained banker also promised to manage the state's economy better if elected as governor of the state.
this time around. The All Progressives Grand Alliance governorship candidates' campaign trail arrives in Ohafia local government area in the Northern Senatorial District of Abia State. First, Dr. Oti and his team pay homage to the traditional ruler of Abiriba, where he receives royal blessings before heading to the campaign ground, where a crowd of supporters and loyalists have been waiting. Even little children are not left out, as they also make their presence known. The chairman of APGA in Abia State, Augustine Ehimere, tells the people why they should vote for Dr. Oti.
A vote for him is a vote for good roads. A vote for him and all APGA members and the senator in the waiting is a vote for youth empowerment. It's a vote for women empowerment.
When Dr. Oti came on, he chose to focus on the level of indebtedness of the state, as well as the non-payment of salaries and pensions.
The debt profile of the state, which at the moment, as of last year, is about 104 billion naira. And then we try to match that with what is on ground. Salaries have not been paid for upwards of 7-8 months. Pensioners are being owed for more than 14 months. And there is nothing on ground to justify the amount of loan that this government has taken. So, but I gave them a message of hope that by the time we come and institutionalize good governance, that some of these problems will be a thing of the past.
This appears to be a hearty reception given to Dr. Oti in Ohafia. Whether it will translate to vote in the forthcoming election will be evident in March.
The National Pension Commission is targeting more Nigerians and has details of that and other stories on Business News.
That's very true, Melinda. Thank you. The National Pension Commission has announced plans to commence the micro pension scheme for Nigeria's informal sector. The head of research and corporate strategy of the Commission, Mr. Aminu Farouk, says this initiative, which targets Nigerians with low and irregular income, is expected to attract millions of country's informal sector workers under the contributory pension scheme. Mr. Farouk says that the scheme, set to be formally launched before the end of the first quarter of this year, will enhance pension assets growth to about 3 trillion naira by the year 2024. He further says the Commission and the pension fund administrators were working on the information technology infrastructure for a seamless operation of the scheme. The monetary policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria is expected to hold its first rate decision meeting for the year, and this will happen next week, January the 21st and the 22nd. At its last meeting in November 2018, the MPC maintained the monetary policy rate at 14%, with the asymmetric corridor at plus 200 and minus 500 basis points around the MPR, while it retained the cash reserve ratio and the liquidity ratio to 22.50% and 30 accordingly. The central bank has now kept the policy rate at the current level since July 2016, citing concerns over the country's fragile state of the economy. The third trading week of January at the domestic stock market has ended bullish as the NSE's all-share index and the equities value climbed by 3.94% in the 5 trading sessions this week. All key indicators and sectoral indices of the market finished higher, except for the banking index, which dropped by 1.04% on the profit-taking of bellwether stocks. The share prices of NEM Insurance topped the list of 38 gainers, up by 43.35%. Resort savings and loans led 28 other losers, down by 29.73%, while 102 equities remained unchanged within the week. The total volume of shares traded for this week was higher at 1.270 billion units, worth over 13.46 billion naira in 16,476 transactions, and that's when you compare it to a total of 1.26 billion shares traded in 19,278 deals last week. And that's business news for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm Anne Waudo. Back to you, Melinda.
I'm sure they will. Many thanks, Anne. And still ahead on the news at 10, in the CAF Champions League, Côte d'Ivoire's ASEC Mimosa squeezes past the Lobby Stars 1-0 on match day 2. That's on Sports News. Stay with us.